Alright, hello, Saz again. Of course, as soon as I review the first part of this update, the second one released, so I'm also doing this late at night. So we shall see what this has in store for us with that. Alright, killer updates. The Death Slinger. Alright, kept an eye on the Death Slinger since its release last year, and we have a few small changes aimed at its power. Currently, there's almost no delay. Yep. Okay, so it looks like right there they're just explaining why he's strong and since there's no delay. Alright, so we made the following changes. You can no longer shoot until you have fully aimed down sights. Alright, so you have to fully aim before you shoot. That's still a little short timing, but you can't just quick so increase the delay after canceling a shot before you can start a basic attack. I do wonder how much that's gonna be. I wish they told us. Thank you for being fully numerical transparent. Like how to see the last update. And now just like, increase delay. Decrease movement speed penalty while aiming down. Okay, so when you're aiming, you don't move as slow. Honestly, I don't think that's gonna be a factor. It might be around corners or tight loops, but for the most part, I think usually you aim to hit. You don't really want to be moving while you do it. That's what the Huntress is for. Since this would spend more time aiming down the sights than before if you quickly aim and fire. If I was only fair to increase his movement speed, I don't think that compensates. So lose less ground when aiming and keep inside a little longer. Last but not least, just more. We've increased the Death Slinger's tear radius to 32 meters. This thing is the only range kill that does not have a lullaby. What? Trickster doesn't have one either, right? Doesn't Trickster also have 24 meters? And then Huntress has a lullaby, yeah, but what about Trickster? What? Yeah, monitor and abuse Trickster is a thing. Okay. Alright. Like usual, we have to have a few. Alright, so the add-ons, we don't get any examples. I guess we're not getting that this time. Initial thoughts. So everything good about Deathslinger, they kind of nerfed. The thing that made him unique and the thing people hated, his small tear radius, so he was like a pseudo stealth killer. How fast he could shoot, so it made it you basically couldn't dodge sometimes if the destiny was good enough, and increased the delay after canceling a shot. So basically, like they explained here, it's just super safe. They nerfed things that were strong about him and unique. So I'm trying to think about how he's gonna compare to Huntress and Trickster. Keep in mind, Huntress also has a delay from when she shoots, but she doesn't have the range cap Deathslinger has. I don't know whose projectile moves faster. Huntress does have the ones that move faster. Trickster doesn't really have. Well, she has a delay, but yeah, Trickster has a delay. I don't know what I'm saying there. And his range is longer than Deathslinger's, I think. He has more unique effects that he can use with his add-ons. Initial thoughts. I feel like they nerfed a lot of what made Deathslinger stand out. Granted, it's what made him really frustrating at the same time, so I kind of get it. But I feel like the decreased movement speed penalty while aiming down isn't going to do much unless, like, it's by a lot. I don't know. That's just my initial thoughts. I don't know what's going to be unique about him. Like, okay, he's small tear, just go with Trickster. More range, go with Huntress. He'll no longer be able to have the speed. He'll no longer be able to hit as fast as he did before. So you have to work harder for those downs, which might mean he's kind of like Huntress, but just I don't know. 'Cause Huntress can carry and not carry, but can eat her hatchets. Initial thoughts. I feel like this might be a little too much and not enough buffs. Again, this is barely a buff. Um, I just don't see how that's a big buff. That's barely anything. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be moving while aiming a lot still. It's 1 a.m. Okay, the plague. The plague has been in the game for a while now. I haven't seen a whole lot of change, but that ends today. We're making some quality of life changes that should make her more effective and fun to play. Wait, that buffing plague? First, look at infected retriever interacting with something would cause infection to increase faster. You're adding an additional penalty to interacting with something that is currently infected. Wait, what? Another penalty? Meaning infection will increase even faster than before. Oh, huh. Additionally, increase the base infection charges from 35 to 40. Next we turn, wow, that's pretty nice. Next we turn the Vile Plague. Purge, the Plague takes a massive hit and movement speed. She does take a massive hit. You've increased the movement from 2. Oh, so she just got faster. 1.3 faster. Lose less hurry. Yeah, she will lose a lot less hurry on top of it. Those things that felt really bad for the killer is when you use power button. Oh my gosh, that felt so bad. When you let go of Plague's power, the way it works currently is if you let it go too soon, you're just going to be stuck in, like, moving as slow as she does as she's charging, but you're not going to do anything and you won't be able to do anything. It's super annoying if you let go too soon. Now tapping the button or letting go of middle threshold will cause your power to continue charging until the middle amount. Okay, so like Huntress. Alright. I mean, it'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. Finally, increase the time it takes to cleanse out of fountain. Oh, wow. Okay. Like the other killers that I changed the state revisits to examine. Oh, wow. Plague got it. Wow, they really hate Deathslinger. They did not show any examples. Fragrant stone, corrupted, is used to purge illness and feeling. Vile purge no longer affects survivors. What? Uh, oh, it's one of those add-ons. That's really bad. You basically want them to touch infected stuff. They're not gonna. Okay, I guess you can spit on random stuff. 40 seconds is 40 seconds. Survivors who cleanse fountain at the or revealed for 40. That's a brown. That feels really good. That's a pretty good tracking if they drink the thing. Granted, at high level, they usually don't. So maybe that's why it's brown. They're like, at high level it's gonna be sweet. But that's kind of weird. I don't think it does. You just consider high level. Okay, so this might be a bit of a hot take, but if you asked me before this update who was stronger, I would have told you Plague is better than Deathslinger. Because yeah, Deathslinger is really great in a 1v1 situation. That's how you build map pressure by getting downs and such. But the Plague's infection just really messes with survivors. It's really hard to work around. And then if they start to try to, and you can just get one of the fountains off the bat. Her add-ons, the Apple add-ons, for example, worked really well for survivors who didn't drink the fountains. Destinger really only had his reload add-ons, and that's all. Granted, they're pretty nice, but that's all he really had. I felt like Plague's Wild Purge was extremely good. They don't consider Plague a range killer, though I think I would. But her Wild Plague made her like way stronger than any other range killer. It was way faster, way more effective, way a really huge hitbox compared to every other range killer. Her infection was quite strong for keeping survivors injured the entire game and just nullifying a lot of heal builds and stuff. Any type of healing. So if you asked me before this who was stronger, I would have said Plague. And now they're nerfing Deathslinger while buffing Plague, which to me seems kinda insane. And they didn't even give Plague a nerf to compensate, maybe her add-ons. And they did not buff Deathslinger to compensate to make him. I feel like this is just gonna make Deathslinger feel more clunky to play. Like even if these aren't super like change him, I feel like they're just gonna be annoying to play now. Similar to what they did with The twins, how they added a weird delay, and now they just play really weird. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Deathslinger changes. Plague changes, I mean, I like Killer, but oh my, oh wow, feel like she was already underrated, and now she's just gotten a pretty big buff. These seem like big buffs to me. So we'll see how that goes. Survivor add-on item add-ons. Surprise! We also updated the description for items add-ons. They're just for killers. And that's okay. So more clear. That's nice. I did not know they only said killer last time. I thought that included everyone. Perk updates. Windows opportunity. Much like Zenshin, removing the cool. Oh, also higher. Oh, okay. That made sense for Zenshin because Zenshin was significantly less effective than Windows of Opportunity. Yes, they do the same thing, but the difference is when you are playing killer, we're gonna assume you have some experience, so you know the map layout. Like, yeah, if you're brand new, I guess it's better, but we're gonna be talking about most of the red ranks, or sorry, I still say red ranks. Iridescent, whatever, high MMR. That iridescent doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm still confused about it. So when you get to higher to medium MR, you start to learn where pat locations are, and so Zenshin becomes like a meme because you already know it's there. And people like to meme that, oh, you're just seeing where you're getting looped at. But Windows was different because you don't know what your teammates did. You don't know what pallets your teammates dropped, and that's why Windows was honestly amazing. Also, when you're getting chased, sometimes you won't see. With Killer, you kind of just play around. You can adapt better, but as Survivor, knowing beforehand is way more crucial, I feel like, because if you know where to go exactly, you can better map it out and be way more effective at looping. Whereas Killer, you kind of just go with where the Survivor's going. Maybe you'll get the hit. If not, you adapt. I feel like they play differently, and it's why Zanshin was not as good as Windows. So they gave Windows the Zanshin thing because, oh, they do the same thing. But I feel like it's going to be way more valuable in Survivor. And I don't know if the buff was necessary. I'm just going to be fully honest. I don't think the buff was necessary because I think it was still a strong perk. I've even seen survivors who have like 2K hours still run this. It's more than 2K. It was good. It was good. Uh, we'll see. I think it's just going to make survivors who use it more consistent. It's gonna make it less RNG dependent. So it's not like overpowered or anything. It's just gonna be like a consistency perk, I think now. And hey, I like consistency. So I'd probably want to run that. Repressed Alliance has the potential to save a good chunk of progress when timed out, but due to the high requirements for the perk to activate, it can often not be ready by the time you need it. With that said, we reduced the time required to activate the perk to, I mean, yeah, it was real long before. Okay, nice change. Built to last, I think, I don't know. I don't see that perk a lot. So I just say nice change. I love Built to Last. Built to Last perk, that shit was fairly really. I think Built to Last is underrated, but that ended up making it pretty unpopular choice. Yeah, because you're comparing it to Sprint Burst. Where reworked it to be far more effective at what it's meant to do. Hiding in a locker for 15 seconds with the depleted item in hand will cause it to refill 99% of its charges. Each use of Built to Last. Wait, it no longer can only be used once? Is that what it's saying? And you had to go in a locker? And it can go almost all the way back to. Wow, that is really strong. Because keep in mind, Built Class works with charges, like add-ons. So if you have like a pretty decent medkit and you have charges, I think you can hold your medkit, like a purple medkit, the whole game if you do charges with them. Wow, that's kind of crazy. That is really crazy. Or if you, I don't know. Trying to think about other items. It might be used with key gamers now. Now that Franklin's depletes charges, I feel like this is gonna be used with key gamers now. Um, but but, uh, but yeah, other than that, I don't know. I think it's gonna be good for medkits. Like you can use it with toolboxes, but if your toolbox is doing a generator, you're staying in locker for 12 seconds. Kind of productive. And then flashlights, you can basically have a flashlight the whole game. I kind of don't like this. I think this is overbuffed. Adam's already extremely strong, and built to last before I think was fine. I used it, made items last a bit more longer. This is a lot more, 99%, so that's basically a full item, then 30% reduced, and it seems like you can do it again, so 66. Then another 33, that's basically tripling how many charges you have now, I think. I don't know. Or is it 33% of the remain whatever? I don't know. I don't know how this is working. I don't know. That seems overbuffed to me. Maybe I misunderstood something. I really hope I did. No, enemy necessary previously reduced the cooldown of enemies necessary, and we saw people start to use it. It's still not quite where we like to be, so we added or really effects. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So see drop pallets. I mean, even without enemies, let's say that's still pretty good. That's still really good. Uh, no mid. Oh wow, the no mither allows you to trade health for other bonuses, but these yeah, because it's a hard mode perk. Increase the grunted pain. All right, so it's almost an iron will. 25% increase recovery speed while the dying. Say honestly, I feel like you're still gonna get picked up. Everyone picked up no mither players. I mean, sometimes it was so rarely seen that people didn't pick up and they would forget. It's happened to me. I love no mither. Side note, yes, we know a lot of users pick the hard mode. We're not looking to come to get rid of that as silly as it may be. I don't know. I don't think no mither needed buffs. It was a hard mode perk. I feel like these buffs just kind of take away the hard mode aspect of it. Like 75%. I don't know. I kind of like no mither where it was at. It was a meme hard mode perk. It did not need buffs to try to make it more useful. I don't think this is going to be used much. Maybe. Grunts of Pain, I think that's just going to be more annoying than anything. That's why it's going to be super quiet. Granted, people might start on Iron Will to be completely quiet, like they often did with No Mither before. So overall, No Mither change, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it'll affect much. It's just weird. Mindbreaker and Fearmonger. This is a simple one. Survivors who are working on gyms will now suffer from blindness in addition to exhaustion. This will cause the perks not only prevent the use of them, but also the aura reading that the survivors have. Alright, nice buff. Mindbreaker. Oh my god. Is this it? Is this the change that we've been waiting like half a year for? That they said would come? The hatching keys. The hatching keys, by extension, have been a very contentious topic, leading to heated debate. It never should have been delete. We have, we have some changes incoming to make them a little fairer. A little. They should be a lot more fair, but okay. First, the hatch will no longer spawn if there's more than one survivor in the trial. Oh wow, that's big. This means you'll never have to worry about the last three survivors vanishing when there's still one generator. Yeah, that's huge. Wow, that's very huge. That's a big change. Additionally, sorry, I hit my mic. Additionally, the hatch will now take a few seconds to open the key. I wish they would just say how much it is. I don't know how much a few is to them. Is that what is a few? 2 seconds or 8 seconds? But whatever, that's nice. I like that. Progress does not reset. I feel like it should reset. Survivors canceled interactions. This will eliminate problem when survivors are simply and straight at the hatch and it's open escape. Once it's closed, so you can't just insta pop it open. All right. Um, hmm. Oh wait, there's one more thing. With that said, these changes will make where did it go? So that's where all survivors escape, I assume. Due to hatch impossible, so it'll be changed to just get the hatch using a key. Hey, let's go teach the survivors how to use keys. How about addition to hatch would now take a few seconds. I think this is a good change. One thing that they don't clarify on, and I really hope they change, is the hatch doesn't open if someone escapes the trial through door. I think from a balance perspective, it's really stupid because the hatch is supposed to be a comeback mechanic, right? So if you're getting absolutely destroyed, the hatch is supposed to be there so the last player has a chance. So, if they're down three teammates and there's still three gens need to be done, they're not just screwed. But you can still get in a situation where the killer gets absolutely destroyed. You know, he's crying in the corner. The survivors have the gates open, but one survivor's still in the middle child just messing around. But then they know where Hatch is, so the other teammates just leave. Hatch pops open and they just leave for free. I don't think it should be like that. I think Hatch should just be straight comeback mechanic. Only pop open if survivors don't leave through the front exit gates too. But other than that, I think this is a really big change and I do like it. I really like this. That's nice. Boon totems. Wait, what? And these persons designed to offer comfort to survivors. Alright. Okay. So then, for real this time, all the changes mentioned in the person testing this week's PTB. We'll see how it goes. We'll be looking forward to hearing what you think. If it comes out broken to PTB, they're not gonna listen. Addendum. We are thrilled to see such a positive reaction to our first part developer update. Yeah, it's nice. We have a small update to make. Unfortunately, due to time constraints and the size of mid-chapter, the change is big. Yep, that's right. So they can't do the kick up dust animation fast enough, so it's gonna be delayed, but it's still gonna happen. Okay. Um, I'm fine with that. Don't really care. It's still coming, I guess. But I guess survivors who really want that will be disappointed for a bit more longer. I don't think this update's as good as the first part. I'm gonna be honest. The first part was amazing. Everything was checked. Well, almost everything. Just a few nitpicks for me. This one, I feel like they really hurt Deathslinger a little too far without compensating for anything. And they buffed a killer that I believe was at least on par with Deathslinger, and they gave it good buffs. I understand Deathslinger was annoying, but I do think they should have given him something because now I'm trying to think of what will he do that's unique to him. Will it just be that he's only, and if his uniqueness is still there, like how fast he can shoot, it just means he's gonna be more clunky to play now and just not gonna feel as good on the killer perspective. And as the survivor's perspective, I don't know if you'll notice it if it's not that big of a change, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Because they don't give exact numbers for the most part. They give some, but not exact. They didn't show any of his add-ons, so I can't comment on that. Plague. Plague's gonna be even better now. I already put Plague in like A tier, so now Plague's just gonna be A tier. I don't think they're gonna change to S. I guess confirmation this is happening. That's nice. As for the perks, Windows, I think is gonna be a nice consistency perk. If you have a forced perk you don't know what to put, just throw on Windows now. Don't have to think about it. Then you just run where the yellow light goes. Might be a little annoying to use it and constantly have aura, but yeah, Windows. It's now gonna be more consistency perk, I think. We'll go on any build. Press Alliance, I don't know much about Press Alliance, so I can't comment on what you would use it in. Built to Last, I think, is going to be good for flashlights and medkits most of all. Maybe with the new. Okay. I didn't know about the hatch changes, so this might be used for keys even more, because in my head I was like, oh, well. Oh, or maybe even less. I don't know. I don't know how this interacts with keys. Keys are just keys. They're not going to be as effective anymore. But I do think this is going to be mostly used for medkits and flashlights to have them most of the game because it doesn't look like there's a cat. Any means necessary, if you want to track but you don't want to use windows, you want a secondary effect but less tracking, I guess. I don't know. Any means necessary. I still don't know where you put any means necessary. No mither. Um, weird buffs. I don't think it's going to change much about no mither, to be honest. It was just weirdly buffed and it's buffed in weird spots. Like 25% increase recovery speed on floor. No one left no mid player. Well, for the most part, no people didn't leave no mid players on the floor. And then I feel like people are still gonna want to run Iron Will for those really loud survivors. And then Mindbreaker, blindness. I mean, okay, blindness. The aura, it's kind of nice for no more aura reading, so I get it. Hatch chains, big plus, big plus minus the one part that I mentioned. I really don't think you should be able to freely escape if your teammates just absolutely wreck the killer. But other than that, you know, it's way better than what we currently have, so props. Boon tubes, don't care. At the datum, yeah, kind of sucks, but whatever. I think this is not as good as the first part. It's still pretty good overall, it's just not as good. I am really happy about this, but if I'm judging the whole thing, like this alone, I'd like to rate this 10 out of a 10 because I've been wanting this forever. But if I'm being objective and not, just rating it, I don't know. I think I'd rate this like 7 out of 10. Definitely not as good. I don't know if people are gonna hate the plague now. I think Destiny is gonna struggle or just not feel nice. Some of these perks I think didn't need changing, but overall, it's fine. If the update doesn't break the game and improves it at some points, that's a good update. 7 out of 10 for me. If you have any thoughts, let me know, or if I'm mistaken something I said before. This is just my initial thoughts. I don't know. We'll have to see how everything plays out. And yeah, that's everything. Later.